As if love doesn't exist. As if love doesn't exist. Episode 54. I know where he is. If Ijin wants to know, I can tell you the location of his hermitage.
Have you met him too?
Yes. The day after Ijin took his first vacation, I went to see the monk alone. The day I met Ijin at a convenience store in Hanam-dong.
That day, you went there alone.
I couldn't help it. The day before, my parents didn't come home. That day I thought my grandmother would tell me that I wasn't her biological daughter. So, I decided to go and find out what I already knew, why I had to live like this and how long I had to live like this. Once again, I say I'm not crazy.
You had so many secrets even when I met you.
There was no place to talk. I couldn't do it. If I could, I would have gone straight to my biological parents. No matter how many times I repeat the same story, this person still can't understand it, and I can't make it up, so I'm getting frustrated.
Honestly, I still can't believe it.
I understand. I know this is hard to believe.
How do you know this fact that no one else knows?
Ijin. I've lived my life from 17 to 27 twice. I told you this on our wedding day, but Ijin didn't believe me. You don't believe me now, but it's all true. I died in the winter when I was 27. I died, then went back to the past and came back to life.
Why did you die? Because of an accident?
Because life is so hard. I pray while looking at the moon that I won't open my eyes the next day and my wish will come true.
What makes it so hard?
Does this me look cute and lovable to Ijin? How much longer do I have to talk nonsense?
So what was I like in that fictional world? Did I feel helpless to you at that time?
At that time I didn't have much contact with Ijin. As soon as Ijin graduated from high school, you went to the United States. I never met or talked to you.
Then you must have married Hyun.
No. Hyun Appa married Yunhai. And the last time I met Ijin was at my mother's funeral. My father, who failed in business and was unable to meet his own daughter or the daughter he raised, passed away after a long struggle with illness. My mother, who suffered from depression, said that she felt guilty towards me and went after my father. When I first found out that I had returned 10 years ago, the first thing I did was ask for Hyun Appa's help so that my father's company wouldn't go bankrupt. How far can you go to grant my request as your fiancé? I knew that a few months later, Youngjin's trading company would go bankrupt, which led to a series of bankruptcies. I thought Hyun Appa had told Grandpa, but then he told me that it was actually Ijin who asked Grandpa for help. You asked how I know the facts that my parents don't? That's because I've already been through that time once. But this time, there are many things that are different from the past, so I can't say that I'm living the same life. I've never lived past 27 years, so I don't know.
That's ridiculous. I listened quietly to see how far you would go, and it was quite surprising. You wrote the novel very well.
Ha! I knew it would turn out like this. Why are you listening to a story that you won't believe? It just makes my mouth hurt.
Who would believe such nonsense?
Well, let's just say that. I'm stupid for telling this story even though I knew it would get this kind of reaction. If there's nothing else to talk about, I'll go upstairs.
Wait a minute. I plan to have breakfast and go to Suan tomorrow.
We should be leaving from Namhee tomorrow, huh?
They probably already know that we didn't go on our honeymoon.
I guess so. Should I go to Suan with you too?
What do you mean?
I don't know if you're planning to go alone or if you want me to accompany you.
We'll leave at 11. Get ready.
Okay.
I'll tell you first, but don't rush into bringing up the Kim Dong-han story in front of Grandpa.
I have no intention of doing so. But why can't I?
You'll just make a fuss without any solid evidence, and regardless of who the author of White Knight is, it doesn't change the fact that the person who was friends with my great-grandfather was Mr. Kim Dong-han.
At times like this, it only feels real that this person is Guihyun Appa's brother. Yeah, I know. No matter who wrote the poems and heartfelt words, in the end, it was the two of them who shared a friendship as close friends. Even if he knew that my great-grandfather wrote White Knight at that time, it wouldn't have changed much. Because there was no way that Ijin's great-grandfather and a poor young laborer with low education would have a close friendship. Wait. Thinking like that just made me even more upset. Choi Deokja was my great-grandfather. I thought so too. An elite writer, a resistance poet, would be suitable as a freedom soldier. Even if I knew my great-grandfather was the original author, I don't think Ijin's great-grandfather would have a friendship with my great-grandfather.
Wait, did you just insult my ancestors?
When did I?
That sounds so arrogant.
You're exaggerating. Then, I'll go upstairs. Finish your dinner. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Because I had to prepare my hair, makeup, and hanbok took longer than I thought.
The hanbok suits you very well, ma'am.
Thank you. We'll go now. Maybe he's working because he's so focused like that. Rather than just sitting around, I need to send text messages to my acquaintances to thank them for coming to the wedding. First, Chairwoman Young Jean, then Brother Yang, Mansoor. Thank you for the gift. As expected, Mansoor Appa. I should also add my usual greeting to Mansoor. I'm very impressed, as usual, but I tried to keep it as modest as possible. I hope it wasn't too much, right? His reply. So fast.
What gift?
Look at him pretending not to know. Pretending to be an idiot. This is better than what I usually use. Customer satisfaction is very high, send.
Jessica, are you really good at getting the gift you want? Ha, tell me what it is. My card has been itching lately.
Wait, something's not right. The Mansoor I know isn't someone who would pretend not to know his good deeds. On the contrary, he's the type who would show off. A table that can be placed on the roof. There's a tent on top too.
I'll order it for you, haha, so wait a few days.
So it's really not Appa?
Jessica, do you want to hear me say that you're crazy?
Then what is this? If it's not Yunsu Appa, then who sent this to me? If it's not Mansoor, it's probably the chairman's mother or the older sister who. But how did they know my home address? Ah, it seems like Yunsu Appa told them after visiting my house. But even if he gave me the address, could he have sent it the next morning? What the heck? Who would send it and when? My mind is in a mess.
Who?
What?
The person who just sent the message. Seems like they're talking about something interesting?
Ah, Yunsu Appa. I was just asking something.
It seems like you two are very close.
Yes. You could say that. Ah, yes. Can I come closer? Just for a moment.
What? Why all of a sudden?
Come look here and straighten your gaze.
What are you doing?
I want to send a photo to my parents. I should have dressed like this when I met my parents. I didn't have time to think about it.
What else should I do? Don't send that photo. We can stop by on the way home.
Really?
After lunch in Suan, we can go straight there.
If you don't want to, we can skip it. I want to. Let's go. That sudden kindness feels strange. There's no way I can't like it.